Hey ladies, I am leaving a doctor's appointment. This one is a little different. This is an appointment with my counselor. I'll get into that in a moment. But I want to start by saying it's chilly here in Orlando. And I'm saying chilly because it's cold in some other places, like Chicago. They're in the middle of the vortex there. So, I just want to say, I mean, it's 2 weeks later, but I just want to say that I hope people are staying warm and staying safe. And I really hope that there is some plan for the homeless in these cities. I mean, I was on calls earlier today at work, and my coworkers who are in Chicago, because that's where my company is based, were saying how it was negative 27 Fahrenheit. So that's extremely cold. And I know, having just recently been in Chicago with and walking around the streets there's quite a bit of a homeless community, especially in downtown Chicago. And I just hope that there have been some measures taken for these folks and their animals to have somewhere to go that is warm. Sorry, straightening the camera there. It's a little lopsided. So I just wanted to say that. All right. And other cities in areas that are experiencing extreme cold as well, I hope the same. But I just have like this direct tie to Chicago. So that's why I named that city specifically. Yeah, so I am leaving my counselor's appointment. I had seen her before. I have a sister that was killed in 2010. I had seen this counselor after her death. There was a lot going on with my job and stuff at the time. So I had seen this counselor before, and I wanted to see her again because there's history there. But I had not seen her in about 3 to 4 years. So she pretty much was like handling me like a new patient, but she did remember me, and she remembered some of my history, which was great. I basically spent this session basically catching her up on why I decided to come, and then sort of backing up and filling her in on everything that's happened in between the time that I last saw her and now. So I'm a little nasally because, well, it got tearful, and that's because, well, we got into talking about my sister and everything that transpired in regards to her being ill and her death. I'm stopping in Panera to get something to eat, so give me a second. Okay, ladies, we are back. All right, so yeah, so talking, when I can't help but get emotional when I'm talking about my sister, and it probably doesn't help that I'm all hopped up on estrogen too. But one of the reasons why I'm talking about this here on the TTC channel is because, one, mental health is important. Two, you know, we shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. And to be quite honest, I put this visit off for some time. And after the failure of my FET in November, I got really close to hitting a wall. I don't want to say I hit the wall, but I got really close to hitting the wall. And I mentioned that I wasn't feeling well. I felt like I was depressed, but I don't think I really gave you all how deep It really was. And I probably should have sought out my counselor then. I didn't. I thought I was managing it. I didn't really want to talk to anybody about it. I really just felt like I was managing it. So, oh, come on, honey. You could have moved over. I don't know what she doing. Is she turning left, right? What you doing? So, I just, and I'm still tearing up. I just, a lot of the conversations that I've been having with you ladies lately in the comments, on Instagram and the DMs, over the phone, has been bringing up a lot of stuff for me that's not necessarily related to the journey. And with my transfer of this last embryo before I have to do another retrieval looming, it's next week, I got a lot of stuff that's bubbling up to the top. I'm scared that it will work. I'm scared that it won't work. I'm scared of not making the right decisions after this transfer. I'm scared that the things that we found as far as what was wrong with my body won't fix it. I'm scared that unexplained infertility will be the label for me. I am scared. But also, some things that have been going on and transpiring over time is, and a lot of what come out of the session today is the disappointment in my family. For them not being who I expect them to be at a basic level. And the disappointment I have about that, and how I'm there for people, but there aren't very many people who are there for me. And that extends past my family. It also goes into my friendships as well. So there's a lot of stuff there. And I've said repeatedly how I prefer a little girl. And I had a this will probably freak some of you out, but I had like a card reading. I wouldn't say that she's a medium or anything like that. I don't really deal in people who want to talk to the dead. I don't really want to deal in that. But if you got a deck of cards that you want to interpret for me, I'm okay with that. But she told me something very profound, and it sort of changed the way I operated going into this cycle. And that is, I keep saying that I want a girl. I keep saying that my reason for wanting a girl so bad is to basically create a mother-daughter relationship that I never had. And what she said is, babies are spirits that hang around us. Boy, girl, whatever. And they're spirits before they enter the actual baby's body. And maybe the spirit of my baby is not a girl. Maybe it's a boy, but I keep saying I want a girl. So that spirit is saying, no, not yet. She doesn't want me. Also, if one of the spirits of my babies is a girl, that, it's not her life's purpose to fulfill some missed opportunity that I had in my life. And that's true. Why am I so hell-bent on having a relationship that I didn't have with my own mother, with a daughter of my own? This daughter is coming with her own life and her own life's purpose. She may not even like me. Then how devastated would I be? Because I'm trying so hard to create this situation that may not even be what's destined. So I've been very careful about saying what I want out of this next transfer, whether I want a boy, whether I want a girl. Yes, I do know the gender of this embryo, but the fact of the matter is I don't want to scare off the spirit that is meant to be my child by putting expectations on it. So you may have noticed that I haven't recently said I'm partial to a girl. I want a girl. I haven't recently said, oh, well, there's a reason why I want a girl. I'm trying to recreate this relationship. I mean, I get it. I need to change my language around that. At the end of the day, I want to be a mom. That's to a boy or a girl. I want to be a mom in whatever way that's meant in my life. So whether that means that I have a child of my own, whether that means that I adopt a child, whether that means it's my egg or donor egg, or whether that means a surrogate, however that means. There are multiple ways to become a mommy. I don't know which way is exactly destined for me just yet, but I want to stop putting expectations on my situation, on the future child that is to come out of this transfer, or maybe, something after my another retrieval. Because if it's meant to be, then I want it to be however way it has to come. And I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this being my last embryo, my last opportunity with this donor. Do I pick another donor? I feel like I should, because I haven't had the most success embryo-wise with this donor. But will I be in a situation where I now have two baby daddies? Maybe. If this transfer works, that's potentially my future. Two baby daddies. I mean, that doesn't sit well with me. I was a good girl. I was a virgin till 23. I wasn't out here, humping around and being reckless. I was very careful about, not bringing a child into a situation that wasn't ideal. And I wanted to be married. I'm not. And now I'm trying to have a baby or two. And I may potentially still have two baby daddies. I may still... Sorry, y'all. They're hitting the brakes a little hard here. I may still potentially have two baby daddies. How ironic is that I try my best to do things right, or the right way, and I still end up in a situation with two baby daddies as a single woman. So anyway, I don't want to dwell too much on that, and I'm actually kind of jittery now because I had to hit my brakes kind of hard. But I'm, school zone, gotta slow down. That's what I need. God knows what I need, man. Slowing down for a school zone right now. But yeah, so I'm struggling with a lot of things going into this next transfer. And I've been feeling off for some time now. And I think I hit a point where I then now realized that I needed help. So I made the call. And I made the appointment with my counselor, and today was that appointment. And I know I've just been rambling for 15 minutes, but I say all this to say you don't have to do it alone. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay mentally. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to talk to somebody, a professional. I mean, I'm not looking to be put on any meds or anything, but I've always said I have a history of depression. But I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I don't know why I woke up yesterday thinking about my father who passed away in 2004, and then thinking about my sister, and then being on the verge of tears all day yesterday. I don't know why. It could be the hormones, or it could just be other stuff that's bubbling up. And I talked about where I was in my journey with her today. But we got into all that I went through with my sister and her being ill, and why my family just couldn't support my niece who needed it. And I just can't understand why people on a human level would not do what's supposed to be done. Why all that responsibility was left on me. Why I am the one that has to be the adult in the situation. I'm the youngest of all of my siblings, but you wouldn't know it. You'd think I was the oldest with all the responsibility that's constantly left on me by my family. And I have to deal with this by drawing back, by falling back, by saying, nah, I'm good. I don't want to be bothered with that, because it's the only thing that can keep me sane. But at the end of the day, I'm still disappointed in the family that I have, and I didn't get to choose them, but I'm disappointed. And what also disappoints me is that I don't have a family of my own, which makes this journey so much harder. And maybe that's why I'm having so much trouble with this, is because maybe my intention isn't right. Maybe I'm trying to build something that I've always wanted but never had, and I need to redirect that energy into, I just want to be a mom, because I've been in that mother role so many times. I just want to be a mom. I want to experience pregnancy. These are all things as well, but I think I have to let go of what I'm trying to create by being a mom. I have to have no expectations about what my experience as a mother will be. Instead of trying to dictate, this is how I want it to be, this is how I'm going to make it. Because at the end of the day, I have no control over that. I have no control over it. And maybe this is the lesson that God wants me to learn before becoming a mom, to remove all this expectation. And I'm struggling with it, and I can honestly say I'm struggling with it. It still pains me that my sister's not here. It still pains me that I don't have a great relationship with my mother. It still pains me that the people who I expected to support me don't support me the way I need. But I can't control any of it. People can't support what they don't understand. People won't understand what they don't try to understand. And I can't make them understand. They have to want to understand. I have to let go. I have to let go. I have to let go of trying to create a mother-daughter relationship that I never had. I have to let go of trying to be what my mother was not to me. I have to let go of that. I'm struggling. It's one more thing to grieve. I'm a planner by nature, and I'm now having to let go of plans, and that's hard for me. That's so hard. And I was pissed off that a customer meeting ran long after I said not to schedule it during that time. And so I got slided with my time today. But here I was thinking I just needed to come maybe once a month. I need to see her next week. It's a lot. It's a lot. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about becoming a single mom by choice, I'm not saying you're going to end up in a counselor's office doing therapy as well, but this journey is a lot. So much goes into it. So much of your history and what makes you you, and what led you to make the decision you're making. So much of this goes into the journey as well. If you think you're coming into this journey completely clean of all your stuff, this journey only just bubbles all the stuff up to the top. The longer you're on this journey, the worse it gets. I'm telling you. And maybe that was God's plan for me as well. For me to get to this point, to have this realization, so that I could go into being a mom the right way. I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. So maybe this will mean this transfer will work for me, right? I don't know. I just think everything happens for a reason. I think we're given lessons repeatedly because there are things we still have to learn from them. And for the longest, I couldn't understand why this was taking so long for me. What's the purpose of this being delayed so much for me? Haven't I been through enough? And maybe this is it for me to have this day, this realization that I've been putting expectations on my entire journey. Expectations that don't need to be there. Expectations that couldn't possibly come to pass without being destined. I say all the time, my steps are ordered, the path is already before me. I just need to follow it faithfully. And there's a reason why we walk the path we walk. What we learn on that journey is beneficial and essential to what we need to do in the future, and how we need to be, and how we need to respond. And I learn something every day from every cycle. I learn something every day. I wanted to go into this session hoping that she could help me understand what the hell was wrong with me. I'm about to go into another transfer. I should be happy. I should be excited. But I'm not. I'm hopeful. But I'm not excited. I'm conflicted. Why am I so conflicted? What is this pain that's bubbling up in me that doesn't have me feeling myself? my family, my experiences growing up as an adult, the last 5 years or so, they all play a role. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. And I've avoided coming in front of the camera feeling like this, because a part of me feels like it's not genuine. How can you truly feel bad and be in a bad space but stick a camera in your face and talk about it? I wasn't ready to talk about it, but I made this appointment because I was ready to talk about it. So here I am, talking about it. It wasn't the insight that I expected, but I got some insight. There's a lot more to delve into, and I'm anxious to get there. But because so many of you ladies have been telling me lately that I've been saying what's on your mind, how you're feeling, it made me think that somebody else out there might be putting off a visit to a counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, not to help them with the infertility part of it, but to just navigate the life part of it. Yeah, I'm down that I have to go through IVF. I've got past that. Okay, I'm on the IVF. But life is still weighing on me. I'm glad I went. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope someone watching this, I hope this helps somebody get to their own counselor quicker than I made it to mine. Thank you, ladies. And gents, if there are any gents out there watching. Sticky baby dust to all those TTC.